All right, so today we're going to try and unpack this whole Donald Trump thing.
Yeah.
From skyscrapers to reality TV,
Right.
to incredibly the White House.
To the presidency, yeah.
It's really just an absolutely wild story.
It's a story that's just full of controversies, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what we're diving deep into today.
I mean, right away, the thing that's so fascinating is how unlikely the whole thing is.
Yeah.
Like, how does somebody with so many controversies and for so long end up in the White House?
Exactly. I mean, that's what we're really trying to understand today, right? This Trump phenomenon.
Yeah, and we've got some really interesting stuff to dig into.
Yeah, so we've got some excerpts from this collection of documents that we're calling Sanctionani.
Right.
Which is basically like the attached text.
Yeah, the compiled material.
Yeah, and it gives us this like really detailed look into his whole career.
Really his whole life, yeah.
And we're going to use all this to try and figure out how a businessman with this kind of history became such a huge figure in American politics.
And of course, he's such a polarizing figure, too.
Oh, absolutely. So divisive.
Yeah, so one of the things that's really interesting here is what this can teach us about how controversy actually works today.
Yeah.
Like, how does it affect public opinion?
Yeah.
And how can it actually help someone achieve a certain kind of success?
Right. So let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
To the world of New York real estate.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't just about building buildings, was it?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, these sources really emphasize that he wasn't just putting up steel and glass.
Yeah.
He was really trying to create these legends.
Yeah.
Like, each property was meant to be a symbol,
Yeah.
a symbol of his ambition and his brand.
It was all very deliberate.
Extremely deliberate.
Yeah.
And of course, that ambition led to a lot of controversy.
Oh, yeah. He definitely wasn't afraid of a lawsuit or two.
Oh, 3,000.
Yeah, more than 3,000, actually.
Yeah, over 3,500 lawsuits he was involved in.
Yeah. And, I mean, I love to sue. It's not exactly something you hear every day from a CEO.
No, it points to this really aggressive approach to business.
Right.
Like, for Trump, lawsuits weren't just a last resort.
Yeah.
They were a tool to get what he wanted.
And the Trump University situation is a perfect example of that, don't you
Oh,
think?
absolutely.
I mean, you've got these students paying tens of thousands of dollars.
$35,000 in some cases.
Yeah, $35,000, and they're claiming they didn't get what they were promised.
Right. And then there's that $25 million settlement.
Right. And it's important to note
Yeah.
that he didn't admit to any wrongdoing.
Right.
So it's very much in line with his approach.
Absolutely. He makes these bold moves.
Yeah.
And he deals with the fallout without really admitting any fault.
And then, of course, there's the whole Atlantic City story.
Yeah, casinos were huge.
Trump Plaza, they were these like symbols of wealth and extravagance.
And then they all went bankrupt.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it?
Well, it's that classic boom and bust cycle.
Right.
6 bankruptcies in total for his casinos.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
He always seems to come out okay.
Yeah, he actually had a quote.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
Something about using bankruptcy laws to...
Oh, right. To reduce debt and get the best deals. So he actually frames it as a good thing.
Yeah, and it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like, the businesses fail, the investors and employees take the hit.
Right.
But his personal brand just keeps getting stronger.
It's like he manages to separate himself from his companies. Like, their failures aren't his failures.
Yeah, and he even spends it.
Yeah.
Like, it's all part of some master plan.
Right. He's this brilliant financial strategist.
Yeah, visionary.
Yeah. Right.
But it wasn't just the big guys he went after.
Oh, no.
The Kato Gia has this whole section on the contractor wars.
Right.
And there's this one story about a cabinet maker.
Edward Friel Jr.
Yeah. And Trump stiffed him on like $83,000.
$83,600 to be exact.
Yeah. And it ended up putting the guy out of business.
It's a really tough story.
Yeah. And the way Trump justified it.
Yeah. What was it?
If I don't like somebody's work,
yeah,
why should I pay them?
Like, it was his right to just not pay.
Yeah. And it really shows you how ruthless he could be in business.
He was always looking for the best deal, no matter who got hurt in the process.
So we see this pattern, right?
Yeah.
High stakes, aggressive tactics.
Yeah.
And this real talent for avoiding the consequences.
Right. And so this brings us to his personal life.
Yeah. Which even before reality TV was basically a soap opera playing out in the tabloids.
And this is really important, I think.
Yeah.
This idea that his personal life was entertainment.
Right.
Like, it was part of the Trump brand.
Yeah.
And it kept him in the public eye.
Exactly. And, I mean, the Ivana saga, I mean, it was like a gift to the
Oh,
tabloids.
he's huge.
This
Yeah.
glamorous couple,
Yeah.
the affair with Marla Maples,
Right.
and that New York Post headline.
Best sex I ever had.
Yeah. I mean, everyone remembers that.
Oh, yeah.
And then Ivana claimed she was violated.
Which she later took back.
Yeah. But it added this whole other level of scandal.
And even the divorce settlement had a gag order.
But that didn't stop her.
No, she wrote a book and everything.
And there was that great line in The First Wives Club.
Oh, yeah, don't get mad, get everything.
Yeah, that's the one.
Classic.
But the thing is, all this negative publicity,
Right.
it didn't hurt him.
No, it actually seemed to help.
Yeah, it's wild.
It really is.
So then we have Marla Maples.
Yeah, whole new chapter.
And then eventually Melania Naus.
Right.
And that wedding in 2005.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, another massive spectacle.
At Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, and the guest list.
Oh, yeah.
Bill and Hillary Clinton were there.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
Well, and it's so interesting how different Melania is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she's so much more reserved
Right.
compared to him.
And we can't forget about the whole Playboy president image.
Great, the whole Playboy thing.
The bragging about all the women,
Yeah.
the interviews with Playboy,
Yeah.
the cameos in movies and TV. I mean, it
Yeah.
all contributed to this persona.
Oh, yeah.
And there's that quote from Playboy in 1990.
What was it again?
Something about women being the ultimate toy.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty shocking when you look back at it.
Yeah, it really shows you how he saw things.
And then in 96, he bought the Miss Universe pageant.
Yeah.
And there were all these stories about him.
Yeah, walking into the dressing rooms.
Yeah, unannounced.
Right, and he basically admitted it on Howard Stern.
Yeah, so he was building this image.
For years.
Right, Case.
Long before he even thought about running for office.
And he was so good at manipulating the media.
Oh, he knew how to get attention.
Yeah, he understood that attention equals power.
Exactly. It doesn't even matter if it's good or bad attention.
Right.
Any attention is valuable.
And the whole fake spokesman gambit.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, right?
Insane.
Calling up reporters, pretending to be his own publicist.
Just to brag about himself.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
But it shows how much he cared about his image.
Yeah.
He wanted to control the narrative.
And then The Apprentice comes along.
Right.
And it completely changes everything. Like, his business career was up and down.
Yeah.
But this show made him a star.
Yeah.
He was this successful businessman.
Decisive leader.
Yeah. Firing people in the boardroom.
Right.
And it was all so carefully crafted.
Oh, yeah. Mark Burnett knew what he was doing.
Yeah. And there's this quote from one of the producers.
Oh, yeah.
Something about how they created a monster.
Exactly. Like, they built this image.
Yeah.
And it took on a life of its own.
And then Twitter happens.
Which was huge.
Yeah. It was like he found this direct line to his supporters.
Yeah. He could bypass the media.
Yeah. He could say whatever he wanted.
And he did.
And he did.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was controversial.
A lot of it was offensive.
Yeah.
But it kept him in the news.
And it energized his base.
Right.
And there's that quote from Les Moonves.
The head of CBS?
Yeah, he said it was damn good for CBS.
Even if it wasn't good for the country.
Yeah, it's pretty telling.
It shows you how the media works.
Right. Controversy sells.
It gets people watching.
And clicking.
And that means more money for the networks.
So Trump was playing the game.
Oh, yeah. He knew how it worked.
Better than anyone.
Maybe.
So we've seen the business stuff.
Yeah.
Personal life stuff. The media manipulation.
Right.
And it all leads to this question.
Yeah.
How did he get away with it all?
Right. All the scandals.
Yeah. I mean, most people would be ruined.
But he just kept getting stronger.
And Shenanigans Jill calls this the Trump paradox.
Which is a great way to put it.
Yeah, it's like these scandals that would destroy anyone else.
They somehow helped him.
And they call him the Teflon Don.
Right. Because nothing sticks.
Yeah, the bankruptcies.
Right.
He spun them as strategic brilliance.
Yeah.
The offensive comments.
Right.
He said he was just being honest.
And his supporters loved it.
Yeah, they ate it up.
And whenever there was a scandal,
yeah,
he'd just attack.
He always went on the offensive.
Right. And that distracted everyone.
And he never admitted to anything?
He never apologized.
Yeah, he always said, I don't like to lose.
Yeah.
And that became his whole thing.
It was his brand.
Yeah, he was a winner.
Always.
No matter what.
And his supporters believed it.
Yeah, they created this alternate reality.
Right, where he could do no wrong.
And the controversies.
Yeah.
They became like a loyalty test.
Right. Like if you still supported him.
Yeah.
After all that.
After everything.
Then you were a true believer.
And this Access Hollywood tape is a perfect example.
Oh, yeah, that was huge.
I mean, that should have been the end.
For any other politician.
Yeah, but his supporters didn't care.
They rallied around him.
It's like they were proving their loyalty.
Yeah, and they saw it as an attack by the media.
Yeah. They said the media was biased.
Right. They were out to get him.
And it all plays into this idea of the outrage economy.
Yeah.
Like Trump understood that outrage gets attention.
And attention is power.
Exactly. And he was a master at it.
He knew how to provoke people.
Yeah.
How to get them talking.
And he didn't care if it was good or bad.
As long as they were talking about him.
And he even admitted it.
Oh, yeah. What was that quote?
Something about how he could put out a negative story.
Yeah.
And it would actually help him.
It's incredible.
So as we try to make sense of all this,
Yeah.
why does this deep dive into Trump even matter?
Well, I think it shows us how much things have changed.
In America.
Yeah, in our media.
Yeah.
In our politics.
Mhm.
In our culture.
Like the lines between entertainment and politics are blurred.
Completely.
And social media has changed everything.
Yeah, it gives people a direct line to each other.
Yeah.
And to information.
And it's not always accurate information.
No.
But people respond to it emotionally.
Yeah, they feel it.
And that's powerful.
It really is.
So the rules have changed.
Definitely.
And controversy has become a kind of currency.
Yeah.
It's like it can actually make you more powerful.
It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the opposite of what we used to think.
Right.
So the question is,
Yeah.
is this a good thing?
Or a bad thing.
Like, is it a necessary change?
Right.
Or is it dangerous?
It's something to think about.
Definitely.
It really makes you question how things work
Yeah, how public figures operate.
and how we respond to them.
So let's recap.
Okay.
We looked at Trump's business dealings,
Yeah.
his personal life,
Right.
his media manipulation,
Mm-hmm.
and how he turned controversy into power.
The Trump paradox.
Exactly.
And it's all there in, oh, Sean Rahm.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah. We hope you found it interesting.
We've really tried to understand this whole Trump phenomenon.
Yeah. And how it reflects these bigger changes.
In America and in the world.
Right. So keep thinking about these things.
Yeah. How do public figures use controversy?
How does the media cover them?
And how do we as consumers
Respond to all of it.
Yeah, and maybe check out some other stuff on media consumption.
Yeah. Or political polarization.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn.
Absolutely.
Thanks again for listening.
Yeah. See you next time.